If I were going to describe my birthday in a few words, I would call it the most spectacular time of the year, aside from Halloween, of course. But anyway, I did have a birthday recently on Sunday. I'm 32 now. I'm not sure when this will get up, but that was Sunday the 21st of August. And if you recognized the bag as being from Joanns, you are correct. That's what I did for my birthday. Went on a Joanns shopping spree. So this is a haul. First, some things I've already used some of, and I'll show you the finished product. I got some Halloween fabric. This lovely, sparkly black, almost lace, but also almost spiderweb type of thing. And this isn't Halloween, but I got this space printed fabric. Since I did make a wearable with this, it's like wearing a Hubble Space Telescope picture. It's so beautiful. They have the nebulas and the stars, and there's a galaxy here somewhere. There she is. Yep. So I made a Minoan kilt with this because something came over me. I just had to. And the nice thing about Minoan kilts is they're mostly straight lines. So even though I find sewing difficult and not something that I want to try as hard to get good at as I do with crochet, because like I genuinely enjoy crochet, I found that there are things that I do love sewing, which is something I didn't think I'd hear myself say, at least on here. So this is not from Joanns the other day. It might have come from there at some point, but my sister, shortly before the Joanns trip, my sister gave me a bunch of fabric that she was clearing out of her stash. Or she put it on, she stacked it on the floor for people to take if they wanted, and I found myself taking a whole bunch of it. I was like, I just feel like I need this now. It's time to make a bunch of Minoan kilts. Also other things, like I'm gonna make some curtains for my new place, and I made some pot holders out of this quilted red fabric, but I can't find them. But it looked a lot like this, except the lines were crisscross and it was red instead of blue. So these are going to be, they're going to be several layers, but they will be the hot mats. So the nice thing about those is they do look good on their own, but also I can make covers for them if I want to be spooky or witchy or anything like that. Seasonal even. I'm not going to model this one for you, but it's basically a rectangle with the black fabric over the space fabric as an overskirt kind of, and it stays on with a belt, which is this thing. The thing I like most, or the thing I'm most proud of about this is, since the top has to roll down over the belt and it rolls down outward, I didn't want the back of the fabric to be seen, so I added an extra rectangle of space fabric on the inside just so that you could still have the full effect at the top when you roll it down over the belt. So I love this. The first one I made, I'm actually wearing, so I'll model that one for you. Baby, won't you dance by the light of the pulsar? Now I'm going to take it off and show you a close-up because it would be weird to just like hip thrust up to the camera. We're not that kind of channel. This is the belt, has these cool red and gold diamonds. This one was made particularly in devotion to the Minoan face of my patron god. This is Gnosis, but me and several other people know a god known as, in the Welsh context as Gwyn ap Nudd, he's also known to us in the Minoan context as a god named Corydallos. So over there, red is one of his colors, and I think of gold as one of his as well. And his symbol is the lark. So for me personally, I find that means I get Corydallos vibes from any songbird. Your mileage may vary, but for me personally, the important thing is the songbird, not that it's specifically a lark. So I thought it was cool that this print of the red roses and the birds, which is red and black and gold and some green, but like it just has, it has such a Corydallos vibe. So I was happy that I got to use it as one of the panels. Okay, now I can show you things that are less unwieldy. I got new scissors, which I have desperately needed for a long time. My small ones are fine for cutting yarn, but not really for fabric. I use them for pretty much everything, so you can see why they're not as sharp in places. But this one, these are going to be strictly for fabric, and I like how they have this marble look on the handle. I've never seen scissors that have this exact design before, so it's kind of nice that since I did grow up with seeing my mom sew, and of course several of my sisters sew as well, it's kind of nice to have my own sewing scissors that are kind of, I can strike out on my own in terms of sewing, because that's one reason why I enjoy crochet more than knitting. Props to anyone who knits. It's a lovely craft, but like for me, it's so entwined with something that my mom's good at. In some cases, I do like having that family, like ancestral type of connection, but the situation is complicated here, so that's all I'll say about that. But you know what's not complicated? My love for fancy goth boxes with skulls and spider webs. Welcome, mortals. This was the last box of this that they had in this aisle. Enter if you dare. And it's just a really simple box on the inside. It'd be cool to put some kind of black velvety fabric inside and make it look really fancy. I mean, even more fancy. Yeah, I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to put in here. I've been waiting to take it out of the bag till I could do my whole video. When I saw this, I was like, they welcomed me. Such a warm and friendly welcome. Thank you, Spooky Skull. At least part of me is mortal, so besides Halloween stuff, they also had LGBT stuff on 70% off. So I got fuzzy red hand towels with a rainbow heart applique. And it's really nice to know that I can go ahead and start working on stuff for my own space, which I know is going to be the type of stuff that I want to have around me. And I'm in kind of a difficult phase of the process where I have to wait on other people to do the thing. So it helps to just go ahead and, you know, be able to get towels, and I'm sewing stuff that I'm gonna use, and it just helps keep it real. I mean, it helps keep that dream real to me instead of feeling like it won't actually happen. There is yarn, so stay tuned. But I also got a rotary cutter besides the scissors because I knew that I wanted to do that thing that Kayla from All Knots does with the fleece fabric that they get from Joanns, and if you go down the side with a rotary cutter, then you can make, this might be a smooth edge when I meant to get the serrated edge. I mean, this is still useful, but I was trying to get the one with the serrated edge so that I can make holes in the sides of blankets and crochet into them when I'm adding lace. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do about that, but it's fine for right now. This, which they helpfully wrapped for me, is... I know what at least one thing is, but I think they might have wrapped a couple different things in this, so we will see. Turns out it was just one thing, but check out this witchy cauldron cup. Oh, speaking of cups, I forgot to say I have Death Wish today in my new Death Wish coffee cup, which my friend got me for my the birthday. So shout out to Vivian. I definitely wanted a Death Wish mug, but I didn't feel like I could justify the expense for something other than just the coffee beans. So yay. And I'm gonna have fun drinking out of this as well. The tag is so cute. I'm gonna have to show this to my friend who has a small black cat. More spooky things in the tiny bag. She's fabulous. Skeleton Queen. Dead and sweet. Only Halloween. Usually I have to think longer about my puns and plays on words, but that one just came to me, so thank you, source of inspiration and Awen, by which I mean my patron god, Gwyn. Awen is the Welsh word for inspiration, so that's what I use when I'm talking about it in my personal practice. These things are tangled together, so give me a moment. They were definitely graveyard smashed together. Nothing's damaged, just the chains of this thing, because there are lots of small chains, got tangled on the other thing, which I'll show in a minute. But this is a really cool tassel. It makes me think of the moon or an eclipse. This is the other thing, and they are earrings. I don't normally wear a lot of earrings, but I have a few that I'm really fond of, like my snake ones, and now these skeleton hands with roses. Like, these are the exact type of roses that I want to wear on everything because they're just so delicate and like vivid in color. I especially love black roses, but like this shade of red is also good. So, oh, and by the way, these are the Hildy and Joe brand. So was the doll pendant, actually, the Skeleton Queen. And the other pendant was also opened my yarn cupboard to put something away because it's also my ancestor altar, which holds various things. And this helpfully fell out. The True Boo bamboo yarn from Lion Brand, which is actually the only skein I had of this before, but then I saw that they had more of it at Joanns, and I thought, well, it's Lion Brand, I better get some before they discontinue it, right? So I got a sweater quantity, as they say. I don't know if I'm going to make a sweater, but I wanted to at least have a good quantity of it. I'll probably make a poet shirt, honestly. A summer poet shirt. And by summer, I mean California summer. So it needs to be really cool and breathable. So I got 4 more. That should do me. Will they all fit in the yarn cupboard? They did. Now for the last thing I got, if you picture a really soft yarn, what's the last brand you would ever think of? Probably Red Heart, right? Not that I don't love Red Heart for some things, but you know, they're not known for being soft. However, this unforgettable yarn, which looks like a rainbow mermaid type of vibe. It is so soft. I can't believe it. So I got 2 of these. It also says Yarn Inspirations. I don't know if that's another brand or like under Red Heart. By the way, this is a 4 weight. They suggest a 6mm hook, a 5mm or US 8 set of knitting needles. It's machine wash and dryable. Let me see the content. Ah, yes, 100% acrylic. So yeah, I can't wait to make something fabulously gay and magical with this. I think I'll put this over in my auxiliary yarn basket. Really hope I can move soon because I'm running out of space for my yarn. And I don't need much space, I just need a little bit more than like this. Speaking of black roses, I love that there's a black rose on her skirt. Also, sorry if you hear my chair keep bumping, like it does that when I move. That's one thing I'm gonna do when I move. When I move out, I'm going to get a chair that doesn't squeak and bump. I realized I forgot to tell you about the True. So it's 100% rayon from Bamboo, Lion brand. It's a 3 weight and they suggest a 4mm hook, and same for knitting needles. Machine wash cool, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry. Trying to think if I have anything else to share with you. Well, I do have a pattern from a friend that I bought from Winter Nightmare at the Crafty Silent Lamb that I'm working on. This is just the beginning of a second one actually, but it's the Pentacle washcloth. Here's one that I did in larger yarn. It's so cool, right? Go buy their pattern on Ribbler, I think. I'll post the link. And what I love about this came out cool, but what I really love about this version, besides the color, is that since I'm using smaller yarn and a smaller hook, I think this is a 2.5, it has this really dense feel, which just, it's like smooth and really dense, and it just feels so good. And the stitch definition is really nice too. Like you can really see the holes where the pattern is going to be. And I think this is some of the cotton yarn that my friend sent me a while back, so I thought it'd be a nice thing to use it for since I have several skeins. And it'll be fun to find out how many washcloths I can get out of one skein, or if I need more than one per skein. So yeah. I also have some really pretty dusty purple satiny type fabric that I got from my sister, and I think that would be fun to, well, I'm gonna make curtains out of it, and I think it'd be fun to add a lace border of this if I have some left over. So those are the plans. I think next I will be trying to upload the next part of my pumpkin moonlight crochet along vlog thing, because I'm almost done with the right front panel, and I've also written a working draft of the left front panel, so we'll try that out and see if it works. And also, since a lot of people were interested in the bunny lace patch that I did the mushroom lace patch because that was the one that won, but I was going to do the other two next, so I'll do the bunny, and then just for fun I also did the bird. So birds are important to me for spiritual reasons, as we've established. So I'll go ahead and do that one too, but since the bunny got more votes, I feel like it would be, I feel like I have a duty to y'all to to do the bunny first. Thank you for joining me and Banros, my goat, in my Gothic grotto for the first video since I turned 32, and hope to see you next time. Soul is calling all.